What's up, y'all? It is Before You Record That Music, sponsored by All Access Gospel Digital and All Access Gospel Radio, with my special guests, ROBYN McCOLLUM, aka Radio Robyn, Leville Nero, and BENITA, Bellamy-KELLEY. Now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, saints, ain'ts, friends, dogs, cats, and quarantine babes, whoever you are, wherever you are, get in where you fit in. This is your boy, Derek Huggins here. This is All Access Gospel Digital and All Access Gospel Radios. Before you record that music. Now, before we get started, I need you to do me a big favor. I need you to make sure that you like and you share, and you share this video right now. When you get those numbers up, let's get them up, get them up, get them up, get them up. Thank you so much. I'd appreciate you so much. And also, please go follow us on all social media platforms, ladies and gentlemen, at AA Gospel Radio and AA Gospel. Okay, y'all got that? All right, and if you want great gospel music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, America's #1 internet inspiration station, All Access Gospel Radio, make sure that you go to www.allaccessgospelradio.com. We are now part of the BDS radio panel, so make sure you get on over there. We got some great gospel music for you and so much more. All right, are you excited? Because I'm excited. I need everybody to get on board. Tag every independent artist in the world, because this panel that I have assembled for you guys today is going to, trust me, y'all need this information. All right, so we're gonna without any further ado, we're gonna get started. I want to bring my first guest to the stage, this person, and I'm gonna let them tell a little bit more of their own biography, but I'm just gonna kind of pre-introduce. Okay, how about that? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, first up, I'm going to bring to the stage this young lady, hails from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She is the music director and the afternoon drive host at Gospel Highway 11, WNAP 1110 AM. And she is the owner proprietor of blackgospelradio.com. Please, .net, excuse me. Please welcome to the stage, Lady ROBYN McCOLLUM, aka Radio Robyn. Yes, it's almost like Randy Watson. Radio Robyn.
Hello. You've given an awesome introduction. So need I say more?
Well, I mean, we'll get more into it in a minute when we get everybody on. We'll let y'all talk a little more, because I mean, I always assume, I don't want to assume rather, that some are watching know exactly who you guys are and what you guys bring to the table. Is going to be a great discussion that I'm looking forward to. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it so very much. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, next up, this young man hails from this great city of Detroit, Michigan, home of the Motown sound. Berry Gordy, Martha and the Vandellas, all of them, the Supremes, Aretha Franklin, the Winans, the Clarks, and pretty much everybody else in gospel. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO and artist manager, Mr. Leville Nero. What's up, brother? Let me get you on there. All right, there we go. Oh, I think you're on mute, bro. Yes, there we go.
Okay, is that better?
That's better.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Hi, Robyn.
Hello.
Hey, Derek.
Hey.
Right.
So glad to have you on. Thanks for being here, man. So you have a wonderful management company, and we're going to talk about that more in a bit. But you've got Alternative Management and Marketing Group. My God, today. All right. So glad you're here, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Looking forward to a great discussion. All right. Next. This next young lady, I'm telling you, I put a trifecta panel together for y'all today. This young lady hails from Nashville, Tennessee. She is the CEO of the Bellamy Group. She is a master marketer, master publicist, master get you where you need to be in gospel. If you need to be anywhere in gospel on any stage, platform, whatever, you need to call this woman up. And that is none other than the lovely, oh so lovely, Lady BENITA Bellamy-KELLEY. Hey, BENITA.
Well, hello. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
BENITA.
Thank you. Hey, Lavelle. And again, hey, Robyn. Thank you, Derek, for having me. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching, tuning in. We'll have a good time tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad again to have all of you on here, and I'm going to make sure that people know your names. So I'll make sure that, everybody's name is up on the screen. God, hallelujah. All right, so there we go. So again, thank all of you here. You guys are such an amazing panel, and I'm so glad that you all would take out time from your very busy schedules. I know you all have a lot going on, and to do this for not just for the platform here, but for these artists that will need to hear this information that you guys have to receive. So, as I told you all, as I reached out to you, I started this particular platform and this particular series because I wanted to, I've been talking about it for months, and Robyn can attest to this for the better part of 2 months at least, that I wanted to do this. And because what we see, all of us that work in the industry, we see this every day. We see independent artists that do not understand some of the things that they should have been doing prior to releasing this music commercially, right? And so today's show in particular, and we're going to do this every couple of weeks, with different panelists and things of that sort. But tonight's show, we wanted to start at the beginning. I say begin at the beginning, right? We want to lay the foundation, that all important foundation. I know me, whenever I deal with my artists, one of the things I always say before we even think about sending your music, before we think about going to the studio, anything, there is a foundation that needs to be laid. Amen. So all of you can attest to this. Robyn, I have you here, of course, from the radio perspective. And BENITA, I've got you here from the publicity, the marketing side. And then, of course, LAVELL, I've got you here from the artist management side. So, I'm looking for a very fruitful discussion. And I have to plug up my laptop because I don't want it to go dead, praise God, while we're on this platform.
Right.
No, that wouldn't be good.
Wouldn't be good. All right. So we're in business. I got my laptop plugged in. We go. So let's kick this thing off. I want to start with LAVELL, because you are an artist manager, and I want you to talk about the importance of foundation and what that is to you. But before I get to you, I'm just going to kind of throw out a preface to what I feel this discussion kind of has to do and what we want to accomplish tonight. One of the things that as I've seen, and you all have seen as well, there are a lot of artists that they're finding things out way after they've released music, things that they should have been doing on the front end, and that was not done. And then you all can attest that they've gotten in some sticky situations. Some of them, Robyn, you can attest to this part on radio. They're fussing, saying that no one's going to play my music. They hating on me. My stuff just as good as the people on the charts today, and everybody. And so you hear all of that, and they don't understand that there are certain steps that you need to take in order to get to where you're trying to go. So I want to lay that groundwork there. So, Mr. LAVELL, so tell us, what would you say foundationally should be done as an artist manager that you would share with your clients who are indie artists, and in particular, new artists that are just starting to get into the industry?
Well, first of all, I would ask them first, what is it you want to do? I remember when I first met Mama Curtis, she shared with me to ask artists, what is your intention? You want to stay local, just be around here and do weddings, funerals, or whatever, or you want to be regional, or you want to be national, international, because I come to realize each one comes with a level of responsibility and sacrifice. So that's usually my first question. What is it you want to do? Where you see yourself? And then I find that out, I said, you're an independent artist means that you're the record company. You promote yourself, you're the social media, you are everything. Before you even get to a level of needing a big promotional person like BENITA, or and also we need to talk about, okay, if you're serious about this, I always say you need to get a vocal coach.
Oh, very good.
And you get an ENT doctor, ear, nose, and throat doctor for the medical piece, because you're going in and out of buildings, different climates, different temperatures. So you need that foundation first. Yes. And then I may ask, how much money you got?
Very good.
Hey, let's keep it real tonight, because that's a very important question. Right?
And I know, BENITA, you've been on the manager side as well. You probably still aren't there, but because I go into God's World. God's World is a gospel music store here.
Yeah. I know it well.
And you can go in and you can see all kind of CDs, old ones and current ones. And I tell them, when you go in there, what's going to make you different, that you can move product and not be on the shelf collecting dust.
That part.
You know, and everybody can record, but they don't put money aside for the marketing and promotion. That's where the biggest buck comes.
My God.
I mean, you could record for probably less, let's say a low end, maybe $3,000, $4,000 and up. But afterwards, you got to have a marketing plan. You know, before you even get to ROBYN,
My God.
and before you get to BENITA, you got to have all that. Now, before we even get to the promotional plan, then we got to talk about the paperwork to make you a business.
Oh.
Okay? Because you are a business, you got to separate the music industry, music part from your personal. So then we got to register you with the federal government so you could get an EIN based on what you're going to call your ministry. And we need to, here, and I'm just speaking here in Michigan, where everybody got to do the federal. Then you need to register for the state. And you could become a, here in Michigan, we call it a domestic nonprofit.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't have to do the whole 501(c) thing unless you're really going to be a total nonprofit, but you could be a business nonprofit since you're a religious organization, a singing group. So you could do that. And then once we get that, then you need establish your bank account. Then you need to talk to a good CPA. You need a good CPA to make sure to explain to you what you can write off and what you can't, and how to organize that.
Wow.
Then from that, you need a good attorney. But this is as you get big and develop, but you still need to at least talk to someone. Not just an attorney, but an entertainment attorney. You know, and you need to search around, talk to people, see who they have, because everybody in the business or in these various industries, they'll sign you up and make money off of you, but they don't mean they're going to deliver the proper service.
Wow.
Okay, so you need to talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, talk to people. Talk to people like ROBYN the radio. Well, what does radio need? Just in case if you don't run into me, a person that's part of the gin and the alliance in the industry, or you know, but talk to people in the business to find out what it takes, what is required. Do your research. You know, and you'll find there are some good people that would just flat out tell you the raw, or I don't want to say raw, let me be politically correct, the real deal. You know, and then from that point on, you know, those to me are the basics. And then when we get to ROBYN and BENITA, they want to know what's your social media.
Let me stop you there. If you
okay.
Because I want them to tell tell me what they need on their end.
Okay.
And I'm going to segue right. So I appreciate you set us up greatly, because let's start right there. All of that stuff you talked about, you know, vocal coach, ear, nose, and throat doctor, bank account, CPA, attorney. Now, here's the thing that's funny to me, and you guys chime in, but I'm going to go to BENITA next in a few moments. The thing is, most of the artists I've come to find don't even see those things as points of value when it comes to getting into their career. Everybody just thinks about the music. And I think about, you know, of course, the artists, their creatives, right? All they're thinking about, hey, I just want to make great music. I want to be on the Stellar stage. I want to be on the Grammy stage, you know, and they're not thinking about, hey, there's a whole lot has to happen, a whole lot between where you are now and to those points you're mentioning. So I'm going to bring BENITA into the conversation here. BENITA, you know, of course, you do marketing, publicity, and you've been in management. You've worked at labels. Talk about it from the publicity and the marketing side of this thing, about laying this foundation. But I also want you to do something, because you did something in a clubhouse session, I want to say a week or so ago, you mentioned some things I thought was superbly key as it pertains to having all of what I call your collateral together.
Yeah.
So can you talk about that part for us?
Yeah. First, Lavelle was on point. Like,
absolutely.
Like ditto that. Ditto, ditto, ditto. Take that, write that down. Ditto, 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 and ditto. Because that's where we start too. You know, first we have to sit down, you know, before I even consider an artist, what are you trying to do? Everybody's goals are different. And everybody's level of success looks different. And for me, my clients, I have artists that are brand new that don't have a inkling of a clue. And I have clients that have been doing this for 20 years. So, you know, everybody's different. So we start everybody at where they are. And for the most part, since, you know, we're talking about, let's just start with the new artist. And once you've gotten that checklist that Lavelle gave us, for marketing purposes, we start at the brand. Is your brand all over the place, or is it together? Is your social media in 20,000 different parts, or is it consistent? Are your social media handles and names, are you at BENITA, Faith Walking Servant of God Forever 1 on Twitter, and then BENITA Mama Nice Hair Wig Forever on Instagram, and then Sing Forever Goddess of Faith on Facebook?
My God.
You know, we have to make all that. People can't find you like that. Do you have a website? You know, so we have to bring everything to BENITABellamy.com and at Twitter at BENITA, you know, or whatever. So we do that even before, you know, while you're in the studio or before we even get to releasing a song. We are getting your marketing, what we call marketing collaterals, in order. What do you look like? Do you need, like today I put on my Diane Carroll hair. Do you need my hair? You need a look.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, BENITA.
I love it.
Do you need branding? Do you need t-shirts? What do you need?
Yes.
You know,
I should have supported
do you
mine
need
today.
a look? Do you need a stylist? Do you need photos?
Yes.
Men and women, we need images. What are people looking at? For, you know, your social media, there doesn't need to be 30 different pictures with 30 different hairstyles. We need about 2 pictures that are going to last us for 6 to 8 months. Seriously, I don't need 30 photos floating around, because people are going to get confused if you have 30 different hairstyles every day. They don't know what you look like. They're not going to be able to find you. Don't confuse the people. Fans need to be trained. A brand needs to be consistent, and you've got to train people what you look like, sound like, feel, taste, whatever. Coca-Cola hasn't changed its flavor in 150,000 years.
Right.
Why are you changing your look every 2 days?
Wow.
Stay with it. Stay with it. You know, it's great that Black people are so versatile and we are just beautiful beings. Yes. And that's okay. Throw on a different wig every once in a while, but don't confuse the people.
Yes.
Don't confuse us to, like, we don't know who you are. So for marketing collaterals, we have to get all that together before we release anything. And a lot of times I'll even take everything down and start over if an artist has something up. We'll start from scratch. And content, is your bio ready? And I say this a lot when people send me their bio. Does it start with, she started singing at the age of...
I was born. No, I was born.
I was born singing. Well, guess what? We all started singing at the age of 3.
I was born by the river by 10.
That's nothing different. Why do we all put that in there? Stop doing that. Stop putting, I started singing at the tender age of 3. Give him some meat. Robyn doesn't have to have time to read a 3-page bio at radio. She needs a paragraph and a half is what she needs.
Yep,
that's
I can do a whole interview. Yep.
That's all she needs. She needs the who, what, when, where, and how in about 6, 7, 8 sentences. That's really all she needs. So we have to create that stuff before you release anything to iTunes, to radio. get all of that together, and then we let the consumers see it and feel it and hear it and all that good stuff. So yeah. So what else?
Listen, that's great. And we're gonna go into all of
go ahead. I know, right? But usually people come, and I know it's gonna come down the line after they done did all that, and then they come to one of us after to clean it up.
It's already out there.
You set me up perfectly for that, Lavelle, because that's what we're going to deal. After we talk about this foundation from the perspective of if you've done this prior to releasing the music, but we also need to deal with those who have already released music and may have made some strategic errors and how they can correct those so that they can get on track. So we're going to circle back there, and I want to it out before we get to Robyn. So before we get to Robyn, I want to first of all reset here and welcome those that are watching. Of course, Robyn McGee. Come on, Jesus. I see you, Broderick Purvis, my brother. I call him Big Money Purvis. Big Money Purvis. Program director, WLOU, WLLV in Louisville, Kentucky. My brother there is here, and I saw some others. Carla Williams, independent artist. Tamika Patton, God bless you.
My sister.
Hey, Tamika.
And Juan Bates, Carla Williams, CC Godboat. I love every last one of you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are sharing this video, okay? All right, and tag some other artists on this video that may need to get this information. Okay, so Radio Robyn. So now we've talked about, Lavelle set us up, man. They need an ear, nose, and throat doctor. They need, man, you need an accountant. You need
a lawyer.
You need a lawyer. You need all this. Then Miss Benita told us you need marketing collateral. You need a bio, a website, you need photos. You need all this stuff together. Okay, so now we have you, Miss Robyn. What is one of the things that we're talking about again before you record this music? Okay, what should every indie new artist understand about radio before they record that music?
These guys covered everything, but if they just do what these two say, they'll be ready. Yeah, they'll be ready, because I guarantee that neither one of them are going to allow them to release a bad song, and it all starts with a great song. So they're not going to allow them to get the song to market if it's not good. They're going to say they understand that before it gets to me, that there's some parameters that have to be in order, that they need to have a great bio. They need to have a budget. They need to have some time. They need to have good social media. They need to kind of have a brand, a great cover, but a great song, the right length for radio. They'll understand that. And so many times, even today, it's every day, but every day I get songs that are too long. I get songs that have just kind of parameter wise for radio. They're just not radio ready. And I could talk about that for a while, just being radio ready. But that's the importance of getting professionals to help you get it to me, to deliver it to the people that need to hear it. Now, there are thousands of songs that are released to the digital platforms every single day. And they don't necessarily have a radio destination. But if radio and that my audience is your destination, there are some things that you need to have in order. And both of them, your management as well as your publicist or your the people that are going to help get you together are going to know that this is not going to work at radio.
Yes.
And every day I get songs that are too long, that are not recorded well, that are not produced well, that have no lyrical content, that they're just songs. And I understand that they're your baby and they are your collateral, but they don't necessarily work at radio. So my thing is just make sure that you have some professionals, and both of them talked about a few professionals and professional services that you need. Make sure you have those in order before you even attempt to get them to radio.
Absolutely. Well, shout out really quickly to Lady Victory, KGGR 1040 AM here in Dallas, Fort Worth. Glad to have you on board with us tonight. And we're gonna deal with this real good because I got something for all three of y'all, because now you guys are kind of giving us the touchstones on where we need to go. But I want to dive a little deeper here. Now, Robyn, you said something was key, and it was so key I wrote it down because despite what I know, you know what I'm saying, I'm still taking notes from all of you guys too. One of the things you said was it starts with a great song, and I know all three of you can speak to that particular piece of it. So I'm going to start with you, Robyn, and I'm going to go to Benita and go to Lavelle. We're going to go in backwards order here, and let's talk about that whole great song piece.
A great song is a great song is really a matter of perspective in some areas. A great song for my radio station is one thing, but a great song for me personally is another thing. So I might like a song personally, I might like the 8-minute version, but that's not going to work on any of my stations. I might like the song with you preaching at the front, but that's not going to work on my radio station. Yeah. I might like that long melodic intro that you have in it. And every time I play the song on my computer, I'm in. It takes me in. But that's not going to work on radio. So radio ready means something different than just a good song. So all across the board, any song should be produced well. The voices should be produced well. You mentioned that you need a vocal producer. That doesn't mean you can't sing because you have a vocal producer. You should. I listened to some songs today. Tuesdays and Fridays are my music review days. I listened to some songs a day, and I heard, one soprano on one. I could hear the soprano kind of sticking out. I could hear another song where the lead vocal was way under the instruments. I could hardly hear what the lead vocal was singing because the other voices and the instruments were way over. So there's so many aspects, and I can listen to a song for 20 seconds and tell it's not going to work on radio. So these people, whoever sent me those songs, had not gone through the process of getting the song produced, mixed, and mastered well. Yeah. So a great song is relative, but there are certain things that always are elements of great song: production, good lyrical content, and of course, great music.
I love that, Robyn, because again, I think that clarity and understanding that a good song is relative to the listener. And you say something often that I repeat, which is not all radio is created equal. And, so the thing is, format, and we can talk more about that in a moment, but, does your song fit that format for that station? And maybe this is what's going on. You have not done your due diligence. Another key word I've been writing down and keeping in my mental there. Due diligence. Have you done the research? I think Lavelle said this earlier about the research piece of it. I want to shout out real quick to my girl, Amber Shaw, 1230 Course down in Houston, Texas. And oh my gosh, y'all coming on in here. God bless you, Michael David Harrison, artist down in Houston as well. Jason Nation, God bless all of you. Thank you for being on. So let's go to Benita. So great song. From your perspective and vantage point as a person that's marketing and have to publicize this song or put it out there for people to consume, what would you say?
Like what constitutes a great song? Or
sure, yeah, or any perspective you have on that particular.
Well, I think like Robyn said, a great song is a personal thing. For one, everybody has their own taste, but in general, we as the industry can identify a good commercial hit. I think we all know a good commercial hit when we hear it. I like to give examples of simple songs like "Whoop, There It Is,"
right?
And it's like it's annoying.
She froze.
Sometimes those simplistic things stick with you, but sometimes those are the things that make hits. But there are a lot of components to what makes a hit. There can be the simplistic factor. There, for us in gospel, there's an anointing factor to it. Yeah. There's a singability factor. There's a what we call an infectious factor. Can people regurgitate it and sing it? A call and response. Can you teach it easily to your choir? Because for us, our number one consumer or market is the church. Can people sing it every Sunday? So if people can sing along in the car or teach it and sing it in church and hum it and sing it, then it's more than likely going to be a hit. So you have to think about that. Now, that's not to say that everything on gospel radio has to be simple lyrics that people can sing and teach in church, because you have hits from Canton Jones, who's a rapper. Right. Choirs ain't singing Canton Jones. Right. So, again, hits kind of it's relative what makes a hit. But again, it does boil down to a great song. And for artists, some artists aren't songwriters. Some artists
are that part again.
So even for artists coming to me, I have to sometimes, now I'm not an A&R person, but I'm an artist developer. So I have to sometimes find songwriters and producers to help artists actually find good songs. And I have to sometimes A&R records. Like, for instance, Earl Bynum and the Mount Unity Choir, the album that they did, actually helped find songs for that album. So Earl and I set out and we searched for songwriters and found good songs for the Mountain Unity Choir to record. So just because you're an artist who doesn't write songs doesn't mean you can't be an artist. You can be married, partnered up with a great songwriter who can, and let me say, I like to use that word marry with you, because you really need to find someone who can identify what, again, back to what we said in the beginning, what your goals are, what your heart is, what the mission is, what you have deep down in your soul. Just don't take a song that, like, somebody's like, I got a song for you, here you go, sing it. No. Yeah. Find a song that really, really, kind of means something to you and does something for you, so that you can really perform it and record it well. Because you're going to be stuck with that song for the next eons and eons. Because let me say, it may end up being a single, and you're going to sing that song everywhere you go.
Everywhere. Right. I need to say something about that. Sure. She said you're going to have to sing that song. What I've seen in recent days, I don't understand it. How do you have BENITA do all?
Ooh, God, I know where you're going.
How do you have BENITA do all of this work? You got a bio, you got a new single cover, you got a great songwriter, you got all of that, and I see you perform it, and you don't sing the song.
You don't sing the single.
Like, I that has happened before Corona. I saw that 3 times.
Yeah.
Out where I'm playing a song in my local market. You invite me to come to your event, and you don't sing the song that I'm playing on the radio.
I know. And I hate to say that you're stuck with singing it, but I have had artists say, well, what should I sing? What do you mean, what should you sing?
One thing Fred Hammond said on a Clubhouse panel the other day, he said, Fred Hammond, I believe, he said there was a song he can't leave without singing certain of his songs. He cannot leave the stage without singing certain songs. And he's recorded eons of albums with many songs, double albums, etc. But there's a handful of songs that he cannot leave without singing. Same thing for Kirk Franklin, for Donnie McClurkin. These are artists at the top of their game, and they still have to sing those songs. But I don't understand why some independents come out with a single, but they want to sing something else. They want to sing their new stuff.
Or a cover of someone else's stuff.
And and guess what? That's okay. Start out with that, but guess what? You better segue.
Sing your song. But I think that comes with the whole branding thing. So if you're branded and this is your first single, or this is your second, whatever single you're on, everything you do should reflect that single. I was doing some work today, and I couldn't even tell that this artist had a single, but the song is at radio. But if I go to their social media, I couldn't even tell they had a single.
That's bad.
I couldn't tell because they had not consulted with somebody like a BENITA that tightened up their branding. they didn't have quality pictures on their social media.
Yeah.
They,
Wow.
I mean,
And
but
again, that's the first place we
paid
start.
somebody to work into radio.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
not understanding that you're really shooting yourself in the foot. Because if you're a new artist, you're an independent artist, I'm going to find out who you are. Because I only have a few slots to give to independent artists, new artists. And that is, they typically are going to come via a radio promoter. The radio promoter is going to send me the song. They're going to sell me the song. And then I'm going to do my due diligence. And if I go to your social media platforms, your non-website, and I don't see that, I don't think that I can help you.
Right.
No matter how good your song is, not on radio, not to put in a rotational format, because now I'm also, I don't think people understand that I'm exposing you now to an audience.
Yes.
Once I expose you to my audience, they're going to do the same thing. In 2021. They're going to look for you as well, even if you have an awesome song. And if they find something contrary to what I'm delivering, then that's not going to work. There is somebody that's going to have a great song. We get great songs every day, but a lot of times those songs aren't ready for commercial radio.
Wow.
And I will say to artists, here's some encouragement. Don't get sick of singing it, because there's always someone that it's new to. It's going to be new to someone.
Yeah.
It's going to be new to someone on Facebook almost every day.
Yeah.
Don't get tired of singing, and don't get frustrated. And I know right now it's COVID and we're not really traveling and singing, but don't get frustrated if you're having to sing it and it feels like, well, the audience doesn't know it. Well, no, they don't, because it's new. You're there to teach it to them. Guess what? When you leave, they'll know who you are. Yes. That's called, performing it and artist development, and it's called being a new artist. That's why you have to keep performing. Small churches, medium-sized churches, large churches, every chance you get, virtual events, wherever you can do your single, do it. That the more you do it, the more people will get used to it, and they're going to remember it. Then they're going to start singing it.
Absolutely.
And then it's going to become a hit. That's how a hit gets made. It has to be repeated as much as possible.
Repetition.
So keep frustrated. Keep doing it. Keep posting. Keep doing it. Keep singing it. Keep doing it.
Right.
So, okay. I'm getting to you right now, Lavelle. I had to set you up, brother. I ain't forgot you. I got you, bro. I got you. We here.
Okay.
To speak to, I think BENITA set you up so greatly because, that whole repetition thing, like you said, she was saying, just because you're tired of that song doesn't mean, you have to understand there are people that still have not had their ears on this song in that setting. So I want you to talk about, though, really quickly before we touch on that, let's talk about the manager's role in helping the artist with song selection hello. Come on, somebody. Because let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna shut up. One of the things that gets me all the time is, Robyn, BENITA, all y'all, I know y'all have had this happen. The artist comes to you, their heart is already set on the song they want to do for radio. Like they already know, this is the song. And I'm like,
nope.
Not so much. So talk about that, Lavelle, if you would please.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you the floor. Here you go, bro.
With me, and I really don't want to forget this, but Robyn, I need you to talk about that too long song. What is the proper radio time? I always say 3 minutes. I really don't want to forget. That's what I say. BENITA, you're right. I call that, I'm a marketing person by trade and degree. We call that song your cash cow. You don't want to forget this. Okay. Clorox bleach is all, like you said, Coke. It's always Coke. There's a new Coke Zero, but there's always Coke. So, like you said, everybody ain't heard your song. And then sometimes when you perform, there's people there that know your repertoire and they know what they want to hear, or they'll yell out, or whatever. They want to hear that song. You can't get tired of it because that's your cash cow. That's gonna call you back to the
Come
next
on.
event and put a check at the end.
How about that?
But when
Lord.
when it comes to the song picking, I always tell my artists, you need to get there, excuse me, early enough to feel the atmosphere. And you need to get with God to help you to lead and what message you want to convey to the people in song.
Yes.
You know, I always tell my artists, I sit in the midst of the people because I want to see their response.
Mhm.
I want to hear the good part they saying about you and the negative part.
Mhm.
So they don't know who I am until the end when you introduce it. Oh, my manager is back here. They'll stand up, whatever. And whatever they said, when they see me, they go like, oh, I said, that's okay. And I would tell them as they rehearse.
Right.
I don't really interfere in their song selection. I let them and God deal with that. And sometimes if it didn't go right, I may say, no, that wasn't right at the end. Or you wasn't really connecting with your audience. You gotta connect and always, you ain't gonna always have folks rolling down the aisles all the time. Sometimes they just go sit because some people, they just like to sit and hear the music. They may not react like you think they should, but I've seen them come at the end and say, oh my God, you was awesome. And you go like, but you didn't move. But I know in church, we so used to people, but again, you as the artist, you got to prepare spiritually before you get to the event. And why you even first of all, you need to be a member of a church in good standing.
Oh Lord. Oh.
But I won't talk about that.
Watch it now. Watch it. My God.
So you can have that spiritual covering from your pastor. And when you out ministering, then you there before the background singers or whoever else is there, so you could commune with God and get acclimated to what is going on. And do your research on the church first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What kind? Is it a Baptist church? Do they like hymns? Do they like anthems?
That's so good.
Do they like whatever they like? You need to find out.
That's right.
What kind of church you going to, so you can prepare your song selection.
Yes. Let me say this really quick. This man, first of all, I need everybody watching this. If you're getting any value from this tonight, I need you to put a 1 in the comment section for me, please. Thank you so much. And while y'all doing that, I need to shout out Jonathan Parker, Ashley, Kim Washington. What's up, Kim? Donnell Russell from New Orleans. God bless all of you.
Donnell.
Gerald Mitchell, all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, please like and share this video. I see the numbers are climbing. Please continue to do that. If you're getting value, let me tell y'all something. These are heavyweights on this stage tonight. And I need you guys to understand that, because these people get paid to do this kind of thing. And they're here for us for free. So I just wanted to say, please share the video. Make sure someone tag artists, do all of that tonight so that they can get what they need. Because at the end of the day, you guys, that's what this is about. It's about helping all of you indie artists that y'all have been asking these questions. You've been like, well, what do I do now? How do I do this? How do I break into radio? How do I get someone like a BENITA Bellamy-KELLEY? How do I get, an artist manager? And I want to circle back real quick, Lavelle, to this point. You said that you didn't really interfere with the song selection. Now I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to deviate just a little bit from you on this, brother. We solid. We solid. We go back like stocking caps and waves. But I got to tell you, brother, I'm a very hands-on manager when it comes to selecting songs, because maybe it's because I wear multiple hats. Radio promoter as well. I'm an artist manager, and I have a radio station too now. Hey, praise God. But the thing is, here's my thing. Their ear hearing from God may not be refined in the area of radio just yet.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody. right? It's being developed, and they're beginning. Because here's the thing: there are new artists in the industry, so they need to learn industry culture, radio culture, and those placements. And so it's important that I, as a manager, that's what they hire me to do, right? They're hiring me for expertise and knowledge in this industry to get them on the right track. So I just wanted to put that out there. But you know, Lavelle, we like this, bro. You know, I'm just saying. We
like that. But
I just wanted to say that.
But unfortunately, I've been blessed that my artists are 7 years older and up.
Yeah.
So they've been in this a while. So they, you know, like every now and then, they may say, well, I think I want to do this. And I was like, well, do this, you know, something may come say, do that song first, then hit them with that.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. But most of the time, they do a good job on their selection. But like you said, if it's someone brand new, and yes, that's that whole piece of getting them how to do song selection and all that. Yeah,
absolutely.
Now I will say, I've had new artists that I do help select radio singles for, and sometimes, like you said, they need to know protocol, procedures, and understand the industry. And then sometimes they're just too close to their songs. You know, it's their first song they wrote. They love it, and it woke them up that night, and God gave them the lyric. And, you know, and you know, it came in a dream and all this. Okay, great, but that's not the song.
Two cherubims.
This ain't for radio.
Now I do pick the radio song. I do pick. You know, I say, give me two. I pick two and pray over them.
You're right.
Say, this is the one God told me to put on the radio.
Yeah, but I have to crush them dreams.
I do, Derek.
Gently, I crush those dreams.
Absolutely.
But I've also had established artists that come to me with the song, and you know, they're just like, this is it. This is ready, and they've already picked it. They've printed it and pressed it, got the cover, and ready to go. I'm like, well. You know, I listened to the record, and this is what I'm hearing now. And I will say, I'm not one to, I never go down the resume or tout, you know, my skills, but I say I know how to pick a hit. You know, I started picking radio hits when I started at EMI Gospel almost 20 years ago. So like Robyn said, the first 10, 15, 20 seconds of a song, I can tell you if it's a radio hit or not. So I got that. I know how to do that. And there have been a couple of times I've had to put the brakes on and make a couple of these established artists a little upset. But at the end of the day, they were like, okay, I get it. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay, I got you. So,
and let me say this too, it's changing.
Exactly.
So BENITA has done this for a couple of decades, but it's changing. It's not the same as it was when BENITA started EMI.
Right.
When she was at EMI, she delivered this song, and there was the climate was different.
Yeah,
2021, it's a different climate. Some things just don't work on radio.
Exactly.
And so it's important also that you have people that are in the industry now. A lot of times people will come to independent artists and they'll say, you know what? I made this one a hit 10 years ago or 15 years ago. You know, this song right here that played on the radio, it went #1 in 1992.
Right.
They're not going to work for you in 2020.
Listen.
I'm like, all right, amen. God bless you.
Right. But you know what, Derek? I'm sorry. This is what I do before it gets to radio or final mastering. I take it to a radio person. I let them hear it. I let another producer hear it.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I let another person hear it so they could give me feedback. And then before we go to the final master, they give me the feedback. We sit down, take notes, and then we go with the recommendation.
I still do that too.
Yeah.
And I'll sometimes send it to a few radio people if I've got maybe 2 songs or 3 songs that we just all are just like, what are we gonna do? I'll send it maybe to Robyn or I'll send a couple of radio announcers. And I saw Donnell Russell who posted a comment. I get inboxed a lot with the independent artists who will send me songs and say, hey, you know, can you take a listen? How's this sound? Whatever. And I don't mind. Be like, yeah, you know, this is gonna work. This is great. cut that ending off. Clubhouse the other day, about a week ago, I got someone who sent me, a new artist sent me a song, and they had a 45-second intro.
My Lord.
It was 45 seconds of music before the first vocal came in. I said, cut that out. The radio was not going to play 45 seconds of music.
I sometimes will do it because of relationship. That I will say that there are some promoters that'll send me songs, and if they beg and we work something out, I may do it, but I'm going to cut your intro out.
Right.
Yeah. We do sometimes do radio edits, and it's important to have great radio relationships because of Benita not to send me that. But there are some promoters that I have relationship with that may say, let's just listen to it. No, I'm not listening to you. You know better. I told the promoter the other day, you know better.
Through that. I'm like, no, I'm not a problem. I'm not going to do that.
I know, but no, I'm not playing.
I know better.
Tell them to go back to the drawing board. It really depends on the song.
Yeah, and they did.
But that is a no, ladies and gentlemen. Don't have a long intro. A small intro is good. I can talk over. I can do a lot with 10 seconds on the radio.
Yeah.
And make sure your intro is interesting. If you have one, just don't make it the same 3 chords back to back. Make it an interesting intro. You just don't do that today. Broderick says
Broderick
cutting up. I'm sick of Purvis.
A-track got 25.
Broderick's going to time out.
Right.
It's got to be a good
put him in time out.
Put him there, please.
It's got to be a great intro. I'll tell you an interesting intro. I remember for the first time hearing Travis Green's Intentional, which has kind of a good intro, but it's so interesting.
Yes.
I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, who is that? I turned up the radio, listened to the full song, and had to Shazam it right away to find out who it was. And they introduced the song prior to it going to radio. It was on some stations prior to, but I knew this was a great song from the first time I heard it. And that's what you want to have. You want to have a song that's going to not only catch my ear, Benita's ear, the manager's ear, Benita's ear, but then when it gets to my ear, then I know it's going to be good for my listeners' ears. So it has to kind of go through those stages. This should be something that's captivating. And you need to do that within the first 30. I know probably 5 or 10 seconds. If I'm going to listen to more. I heard a song today. Somebody sent me a song today, and they were talking for the first 20 seconds.
My Lord. Jesus.
And I said,
Yep.
Yeah.
I really tried, but and then I listened to it again just because of who sent it and who it was. And I listened to it again, and they didn't say anything different in the first verse than they said while they were talking.
Wow.
So you just have to kind of be careful with that. And that's why you run it through your management. You run it through a Benita to make sure they're telling you, you don't really need that. But what I do is I do sometimes, if independents are persistent and they're sending the music right, sometimes I will listen to it. If they're persistent and they're sending it to me, servicing it to me correctly, I will listen, but that's a no-no.
Listen, oh my God. I already knew this was going to be really good. And that's why I was like, I know this is going to have to be a series of shows because there's so much to unpack in all of what you guys are saying. And we're dealing with the foundation, but I do want to grab a question because Eric has been waiting on this. Yeah. Eric Johnson Sr. asked, what makes a good artist? I'm going to start here. And I want y'all to just, pick up on this after I'm done and run with it. But here's where I'm going to start. Eric Johnson Sr., listen, to me, a good artist, and even better, a great artist, understands what I call artist decorum in public forums.
Wow.
Once again, right now, you can quote Derek Huggins on this one. Artist, I call it artist decorum in public forums. And here's what I mean by that. Number one, on Clubhouse, Me and Benita laughed about this before we got on the air. Me and Robyn McCOLLUM have laughed about this consistently over the last. Here's what I do not like. Do not get on these public forums which are clout chasing and your name dropping. No one cares. .com.
Leave quietly. Leave
quietly. No one cares. .net, .com, .edu, .gov, .biz, .abc, LMNOP.
All that.
I'm just saying. Okay. Also, talking too much. When you go into a performance, especially when you are not the headliner and or honoree, hush. Get on that stage, thank whoever you need to thank for the opportunity, and go right to your song.
And
that's one thing. Yes. Oh, you're right. I'm a stickler about that with artists because we go to these forums. You got 9 artists on the program, and you want to get up here and prophesy and preach and pray and call on the name of like, sir, ma'am, get your in on this stage. Thank these people. And start singing your little song. Sing your song and go sit down. My granny used to say, go sit down.
Have a seat.
Artist decorum in public forums. Also, artists, when you are among people, you don't know who's watching you in that setting. And the thing is, you may be knocking yourself out of a powerful opportunity because you are acting a fool among people you don't know you're in mixed company.
Right.
Okay, now I'm gonna shut up there because I know y'all got plenty. Y'all can throw on this. I'm gonna start with Benita on that, then Robyn, then Lavelle.
Wow. Well, what makes a good artist? Persistency. You've got to be persistent in this thing called gospel music. Just music in general. This is not it's not an instant type of quick type of career building game, if you want to call it a game, whatever you want to call it. There's a business side of it, and it takes time. It's not a 30, 60, 90-day thing. It is a process, and it takes time. It could take years. Yolanda Adams did not become Yolanda Adams in a year. It took her many, many years to become Yolanda Adams. So a good artist continues to work at their artistry and does not let a no deter them from their goals. Every day I get told no, from media, from radio, to artists, to advertisers. Every day I get told no in some form or fashion. That does not deter me from continuing to push my clients. So artists have to have audacity. You've got to get up and do this every day. You have to determine, one, the business side of it, that you're going to do this for your career. But more importantly, in our genre, in Christian and gospel music, you've got to determine and have the audacity to go out and do this for Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
You've got to have the audacity to go out and fight for people. You've got to have the audacity to want to save somebody. You've got to have the audacity to go and fight for the good.
Yeah.
And that, people, is going to take time. That is what's going to make a good artist. You have to keep evolving. Music changes every hour. We as professionals get up and try to figure it out every day. None of us have this figured out. Trust me. We are professionals. People call us gurus, pros.
Right.
Now, we know what we're doing. We do.
Right.
But do we know what tomorrow brings? So as an artist, you have to do the same thing. You have to get up and you have to work and you have to go get it. Nobody's going to give it to you. I can't make your career. I have helped a lot of artists. I have built a lot of careers, but I cannot make you a star. I cannot make you a Billboard chart topper. I cannot make you a headliner. You have to go do that. That's what makes a good artist.
Oh, I love that. Lady Robyn?
You got to pull out my clapping hands, my applause.
Before you say that, Robyn, again, shout out to the new people in the room. Lady Tarsha, I see you. So glad to have you with us tonight. Who else in here? Chris Ann Moore, all of you guys. Gerald Mitchell, I think I may not have called you, but if I didn't, I'm sorry. All right. So, Robyn, good artist.
What Benita said. Basically, is what Benita said. And typically, I'm going to get a look at the artist after she's done her due diligence with the artist. But the important thing is it's changing. The playing field is changing, but what has not changed is what she said. You have to be persistent. You have to be consistent. You have to have the drive to continue to do it, despite what people say about you or your music, because even the Bible teaches us those are kind of things that are going to happen. You're going to get rejections, but you have to continue to move forward, and you got to continue to consult professionals. You got to continue to do your homework. You have to. The biggest problem I think with artists is they don't learn. They don't want to learn. They have an idea and they get information from their peers instead of hiring professionals. It is going to take money. There are some things you can do yourself, but let the professionals tell you what those things are. Let them help you say, you need to post on your Instagram every day. You need to get your wardrobe together. You need to take some good pictures. You need to let them guide you. But what I've found is a lot of artists, because artists try to inbox me and send me videos and music every day. I can't every single day. My inbox is backed up because I can't. I get videos. I get iTunes links. I get pictures. I get YouTube. I get all kinds of stuff every single day. But that just tells me that you don't know what you're doing, because you're bombarding somebody you think may put you on. And that's not the proper way to do it. That's not the professional way to do it. Professional way is to consult the professionals. Benita's artists aren't going to bombard my inbox. They aren't, because they've been developed to a point. Right. If they did, no. She's because if you have a professional, they're going to lead you. And I do this all the time. I liken the artistry to anything else, like something in retail. You make the greatest cake in the world. You make the best cake. Your mama told you that your cake is slamming. Your sister, your brother, everybody in your neighborhood. Every time the church has a potluck, they want to taste your cake. So somebody tells you, you know what? You need to get that cake into the Walmart. Everybody needs to taste your cake. You're not into the Walmart.
Right.
That's M-O-C-K. Walmart.
The Walmart.
M-O-C-K.
But you're not going to take your cake, put it in your best cake plate, and walk it into the Walmart and say, they say, I am the greatest cake baker ever. There is a process, and that may be so. And that's the key. Your cake may be the best tasting cake ever, but there is a process. And I think what a lot of independent artists lack is an understanding of process. And you can only get that from professionals. Just like somebody who bakes a cake can only get that from somebody that knows retail, that understands that you're not going to get it on the front of the shelf.
Yes, that's right.
Just by walking it into the store. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to just play your music because you just inbox me. I'm sorry. Like what? So just because you don't have the radio,
we created a monster. We created a monster. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. The whole Walmart thing. My bad. Right. I'll take the blame for that.
Right there. You acted up.
I'm so sorry.
But go ahead, Robyn. First of all, you got to be a good listener. I mean, and you got a good. And see,
that's true.
I'm also a teacher.
Yeah.
So first of all, you got to be willing to learn. Like Benita said, we could go to bed tonight and it's like this. And then we get up in the morning. Robyn's format has changed. and we say, oh, they not doing this no more. You got to put an MP5 together, like an MP5. I just got them doing WAV files, or you know what I'm saying? But you got to be willing to learn and be a good follower and a good listener. You know,
MP5.
And to me, and what?
He said MP5.
I gotta do it like I gotta do it like my granny. I gotta do it like my granny used to say wet now. N-I-E. Say wet now. N-I-E.
I lived through the real. Then I moved
the real, yes.
Right. Then I've been in
before my time.
Listen,
I remember that.
Then we went to digital. Then they went to Pro Tools. Now I don't know what they got. I don't record
MP5.
Right. I have recorded in all those areas. You know, being, you know, singing with folks. Right. All that. You know, but to me, a great artist, one who is a listener, who don't mind constructive criticism. They want to learn. They want to be a sponge. And like I tell my artists, I don't know all the answers, but I bet you I could pick up the phone and call a Robyn, call a Benita, call a Derek, or people other in the industry to give me an answer. And that's when you say Robyn and Benita, great relationships. You know that if somebody, you get a record or whatever, Robyn, and you say, wait a minute, you in the area with Benita. You know Benita? I think you better call Benita. And talk to her. You know, a lot of times I have our managers or other people call me, say, you want to go to Detroit, whatever, call Lavelle. And, you know, and so in this leadership that we all are in, we network, we talk to each other. And, you know, so again, to me, a great artist is one who listens and take good constructive criticism. That's me.
Okay, Lavelle, first of all, before I get to Broderick Purvis, because he needs to be dealt with in these comments. Broderick Purvis has been cutting up.
I know.
He's cutting up. But Lavelle, I'm going to call you because you the man in Detroit. So I'm just letting you know, just know I'm calling. Lavelle, and say,
but Broderick
is... Go ahead, brother.
He's cutting up, but Broderick plays some awesome music on his station. I'm sure he does the videos as well.
Yes, he
does.
But
he, you know, just hats off to him. Been in the business for a long time, but you know, it's important to understand that he's on here cutting up, but he has relationship with people on this panel.
Yeah.
And the industry is very small, and relationship is so very important.
Yes. And
it's important that you not knock those doors down by bombarding their inboxes, because you never know when you might circle around and Benito send a song, and I might not say, I'm Benito, oh, you review this for me? And I'll say, I'll say, oh, this guy sent me 10 inboxes. I'm not dealing with him. So what you need to do is understand that the professionals that you hire, let them do their jobs, but another big key, help them do their jobs.
Bango.
So many letting radio promoters, they'll just send their money to the radio promoter. Here, work my single. You know, they don't have any good artwork. They don't have a bio. They don't have a website. They're just sitting back. I go to their, I said it earlier, I go to their social media and I can't even tell they have a single.
Wow.
And many times sometimes they don't even have a Facebook artist page. They're still using their personal account. So many things. Benita, if she's branding you, she's going to make sure that all of that is in line. So now that if I do decide to play you or decide to review you, then you have a better chance of getting airplay on a station like Broderick's or mine. Help your professionals work. Don't just throw your money at them and expect them to do that. I think you should work harder than they do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Right.
You should work harder than they do. Now, I see Robyn McGee, one of your artists. She works right along tandem.
Yes, she really does.
With you. And so it's important that the artist works harder. It's your brand. It's your song. It's your artistry. It's your career. You should be working as hard as BENITA or LAVELL or Derek. You should be working just as hard as they are. I should see you being active. I shouldn't go to your Facebook page and you haven't posted since 2018. That's
Robyn. What about and I like BENITA. She real sophisticated. I still do the old standard one-sheeter. It's colorful, but it ain't like what BENITA put out.
Yeah, I use a program. He said I use just cut and paste.
You fancy. What about when you say all you can on that one-sheeter has the summary, how to reach you, your codes, and we forgot to talk about them codes, and your Twitter handles, how we can find you, your BMI information on that one-sheeter, which is a one-page. That's why it's called a one-sheeter. Yeah. But BENITA does hers a one-page sophisticated.
You know what? I find that regardless of, I use a program called My Emma or Constant Contact. Robyn uses something similar too. Yeah. I think, and I've seen people do it in various forms. As long as the information is clear and it is there, it don't matter what for. As long as they can get it and it's organized.
That's right.
Whether it's just in an email or if it's just all decorated and whatever, as long as it's a short bio. There's the ISRC codes, the publishing information, the title of the record, and how they can get in touch with that person, and the social media. Boom. Right. That's all you need, as long as that key information is in the email and it's clear and it's legible.
Yeah.
Clear and legible.
Let me do this. Let me do this.
I get unlegible stuff every day.
I'm sure you do.
Let me do this really quick because this is something I think we all really need to talk about, and it's realistic expectations and setting those realistic expectations from the outset. Since, again, reset for those of you that are coming in and don't really know what the format is about tonight, we're talking about before you record the music, what you need to be doing, but we're also talking specifically about laying your foundation as an artist, and that is a very specific thing. Now, my boy Gerard Mitchell here says, so for a new artist, what's our first step? So, Dr. Gerard, you missed us.
Yes.
We covered that from the beginning. Amen. So we got good news. We got good news for you. As soon as this is over, hit that replay, brother. We got you good. Yeah, and real talk, because there was some great information. I mean, LaVelle started it off and laid down the law.
Yeah.
I mean, he just straight up told you what it was. And then BENITA comes behind and she lays down the law on what you need to do from that perspective. So I just want to encourage you, brother, go to the top of the program. Once we're done, you'll be able to see what you need to do to get started. I want to deal with this really quick, realistic expectations, because I have come to realize over 20 years in this business, although most of mine was as an artist manager and I was very, very behind the scenes, but I was at all the major stuff. I was in those rooms at GMWA and at the Gospel Announcers Guild and at the Stellar Awards and all of that. But here's the thing. I've come to find that the artists do not have realistic expectations of a lot of things. They don't have an realistic expectation of what an artist manager is and does. I am not obligated to promote your song to radio as an art manager. That is not what I'm obligated to do. And now I happen to do that for my clients who are my art on my management roster, but that's a separate thing that I personally have decided to do. What you need to understand, we've all said it, and we are going to have in our next show, we're going to have a radio promoter on that's going to discuss that piece of it. But set these expectations. Artists. I talked about this artist decorum in public forums. I had an artist, I ain't gonna say the name, Jesus, I ain't gonna say it, But this artist wasn't even a part of my original deal. I have a relationship with a church in Chicago. The first lady called me, said, Derek, we're getting ready for anniversary. I need 2 artists. Who you got? She was like, I was like, hey, I got this artist here. She was like, okay, who else you got? I said, well, I don't manage this guy, but I'm going to call him up and tell him, hey, I got this opportunity in Chicago. It's paid. They're going to pay your airfare, your hotel, ground transportation, the whole 9, right? So he gets there and he's mad at me because he didn't bring his track. So he decides he's going to chastise me. He decides to chastise me and says, oh, I thought you would have given the sound man your track. I said, well, first of all, let's start here. When we got here, I told you, because it's your job, because you're the one singing and it's your music. You need to get the sound man while we're at sound check to get your track queued up so you're ready to go. But what were you doing? You decided to go jaw jack and play all around the church. And so when it was time to perform, you had no track and the sound man is looking at you like, I don't know what you're talking about. So then after that, you guys, later when it's time, because they hosted us, they had a nice reception for us in the back. All this wonderful food and everything. He's standing there mad. He's not hospitable to the first lady. He's not hospitable to the pastor. He's not hospitable to the people leaving. And they're gonna get mad because ain't nobody buying no CD. I said, you know why they didn't buy your CD? Because you acted a plum fool.
Yeah.
And so artists, these expectations, this is what I'm saying. When you go to these churches, you have to understand these people spent their money that their members paid in tithes and offerings to bring you to these places. And it is important that you have the right disposition. And by the way, if you don't want to be there, don't take the engagement.
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do this, and because that's a part of being an artist, you have to be able to relate to your public, and then you're mad because your album wouldn't even go grass, let alone copper, silver, or gold.
Grass. Yeah.
Your album won't go grass because you are horrible. And I tell my artists, I tell Robyn all the time, I said, well, when we go in places, we turn on what I call that retail politicking. It's a political term I borrowed and I'm bringing it into the artistry. And I said, listen, you have to learn how to, and I'm going to tell one story and I'm going to shut up. Malcolm Williams of Great Faith is the bomb at that.
Yes, he is.
Malcolm Williams has been selling The Blood Still Works for 20 years.
I've been playing it every year.
And it's new everywhere he goes.
Listen, and Malcolm gets booked. Malcolm gets booked. And I'm going to tell you, I found out what he was doing. I watched him. Malcolm goes in the back of the church, sits with the common folk, and laugh and cut up with them and ask them how they mama doing and all of that, right? And then by the time they call him up on the stage, they're like, oh, he the artist? But he sells out every time. He sells his product. I'm telling you, artists, learn that secret. I'm telling you, it'll save your life. Okay, y'all go ahead.
It's just learning to be nice, to be human, to touch people. The very people that you want to consume your music, you got to be nice to them.
Yeah.
And you've got to be nice to the people that play your music. Roderick and Edwin are cutting up.
And Edwin's cutting up. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna quit posting their comments. I'm gonna just quit.
They both of them are distracting me.
Make them leave quietly.
Right, leave quietly, Chef. Chef, get out.
Oh my God.
But Robyn, a lot of times it starts with me. The moment I book my artist, my personality, my character. It starts
sometimes way before you. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, before the artist even get there, how I treated the client.
That's very true.
I've had that. Before the artist even get there. So a lot of times, managers, you got to be an approachable person. They may not know everything. You can't talk down to them. You can help them. But a lot of times, it's really, I feel that it starts with me, how I interact. So when my artists come, they be like, oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Where's your manager? He was crazy on the phone. I need to meet him.
Yeah. I always tell, when I travel a lot with my clients, and sometimes people think I'm an artist because I'm so sociable, and I always dress nice when I'm with my clients. Because I say I am a reflection of your ministry. When people see me, they see you.
That's right.
So if I'm cutting up, that looks bad on your ministry. If I'm looking toe down and don't look like I'm handling business, that's so bad on your ministry. So when I'm traveling, like if Wardlaw Brothers, them brothers are gonna come all decked out in suits. I'm gonna be dressed like First Lady because they're gonna be looking sharp. I'm gonna be dressed like First Lady because they're gonna be together. So am I. So and I'm gonna, like the saints say, govern myself accordingly. When I'm in church, I handle church business. And you're gonna be, you're meeting pastors and first ladies, and like Robyn said, be nice to the people.
Right.
We are supposed to keep it simple and treat people as Jesus would treat people, and that's first with kindness and with love. And that's the first glimpse of your ministry, is treating people with kindness and love. Before you sing a note, before you speak a word, it's your demeanor. And a lot of times people can tell how you are just how your demeanor is and how you treat people. And artists, when they enter a building, even sometimes I can tell how grand or how much of an ego an artist has when you see them walk into the sanctuary.
Absolutely.
Benita, I can't have white flowers in my dressing room from Africa, and I can't have you put the M&Ms and separate them by color.
Right, like you ain't here to minister. You here to get your variety of green M&Ms and white flowers flown in from Africa. Like, come on.
You're not gonna separate my M&Ms by color?
Come on, y'all. And I understand. I understand the business of it. I understand the ministry of it. It's what you do. You need to get paid. I get that. I understand that. And that's what Lavelle and I do. We won't, I don't mind collecting your check for you. But what I need you to do is be concerned about the people that are there to be ministered to. Do your job and minister to the people. I'll handle the rest. Be kind and love on the people that are here that need a word from you. So love on these people. I'll handle the business. So artists, when you go to minister, love on the people. Let us handle the business. We'll get the green M&Ms.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll sell the product.
Absolutely.
I need you to be nice.
Absolutely.
So important. It goes a long way. I mean, we've had artists come to town, and like you guys said, their management, before they even got there, I know there are some artists to this day that I will never invite to an event that we have. Never again. I will never invite them because of their behavior. I will never play another record from them. But that had to do with character, not to do with their music, but to do with their character. I will never interview with them again. And I will make every excuse to say, nope, we won't do that. It's just important. This industry is very small.
Yes.
Relatively.
Yes, it is.
And I say this often, that you're probably one person away from somebody that knows somebody. So it's important that you surround yourself with good people like these two, and have them be your front woman to ensure that what's happening on the other side on your behalf is being done decently and in order. So very important. Just so it's so important to love people. You sing in gospel music, which is the good news. So when you're delivering it, people have expectations of you. Going back to you talking about expectations. The expectation is for you to represent your ministry. If you're doing gospel music, we can expect people that sing another type of music. There are different expectations, but in this genre, in Christian and gospel, it's expected that you carry that with you, that the gospel, the good news, the Christian attitude, and we know what that's supposed to be, and what it's supposed to feel like, and what it's supposed to look like.
Well, I'll say this:
whether you're in the bathroom or on the stage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I've been in some restrooms where some artists.
Ooh, I heard conversation.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Some green rooms.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
But see,
Yep.
they don't
Yep.
see it because I sit behind the mic. A lot of times people don't know who you are, don't know who I am. I've been at some merch tables and I'm like, okay. The way you treat people is so important.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
We're gonna wrap this up, and I hate to do it. Like,
really? We gotta go.
we're having such a good time, but I know you all are busy people,
And Broderick and Edwin have to get up really early.
Yep, very early.
They gotta hit that radio button.
They're gonna leave quietly. But let me say this really quickly. You know, we were talking about the expectation things really quickly, and then I'm gonna have you guys kind of close us out. One of the things that I've come to see as well, when we're talking about the whole expectations piece of this, is it's kind of it kind of goes both ways, and depending on who you're going to be dealing with, right? There are expectations as an artist. You hire your manager, you have expectations of that management, you have expectations of your marketer, your publicist, you have expectations of your radio promoter or whoever you're dealing with, but there's also expectations of you. And it can't be this. I don't like this whole I'm grand, I'm so great, because listen, you know how many great singers there are out there doing this? Like, please.
Every church has one.
Hello.
Right.
So if it was just about
been
singing,
heard yet.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. And then also Benita said this earlier, and I just want to roll out of my chair. When she talking about folks talking about you had an experience, the cloud you hovered off your bed, you take it off your bed, and the Holy Spirit whispered in your ear, and then the dove flew out the other ear. Manna fell down while you was outside. You was playing with your little girl, and just manna fell from heaven, and the Lord gave you a song. Listen, y'all can be deep all y'all want to, but you better understand something. If you want to be somebody, and if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Now, that ain't mine. That's Whoopi Goldberg and Sister Act 2. But
right.
But it's still true just the same.
Yeah.
And here, take what these wonderful panelists have given you and please take it to heart, write it down, study it, meditate it, and then put it into action. Implement this so that you can have the success you want to see. And by the way, I'm going to say this one, and I'm going to drop the mic and I'm going to go to my panel. I don't want to hear this stuff about, oh, we didn't come to entertain you. Oh, I'm not this. I'm not. Listen.
This is the entertainment.
You are in a entertainment-based
right. It is. Oh.
Yep.
Okay? Understand that. If you don't have the desire to entertain, my friends, stay on your praise and worship team. Stay in your local choir. Stay in your little community choir, right? Sing praises unto the Lord in the shower. Sing to him when you levitating at 3 a.m.
Right. Let manna fall at your house.
Yes. Stay there and do that. But when you come into the industry and you release music commercially and you expect to be on platforms and stages, you have to understand there is an entertainment component. Yeah. No, it is not the only component. Yes, you need to be ministering. Yes, very much so. The message is still in the music and all of that. However, I'm not putting on my good glad rags, getting in my car, driving up my gas, buy your ticket, go sit in that auditorium for you to tell me, oh, just come on, let's just worship. I worship before I got here. Why are you doing a live show? A live show is for entertainment.
Sing the song.
Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all, let me shut up. Go ahead, Val. I'm gonna go to you first. Then I'm going to Benita, and then Robin. I'm sorry.
My thing is, like I tell my artists, I'm not the spirit. I mean, I'm spiritual, but I'm not in spiritual mode until I know everything is taken care of. They pay you to be the spiritual. You pay me to bring the 9 and the switchblade. So. So I don't look for me to be the minister. That's your job. And when it's all okay, I got the money and everything is right, then I'm full blown. Praise the Lord. I'm in it.
Not the switchblade.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I gotta stop. Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, he said the flip.
Doc said he got the switchblade
and the 9mm.
My God, today. Listen,
But I mean,
okay.
you know, because there's, like you said, there's the business part. And so if the business is right, oh, I'm all in the spirit. If it ain't right, I'm in another spirit. But all I'm saying, artists, trust your manager. If they say don't go, don't go. If they say don't sing, don't sing. Let's go. There's a reason. You may not know what's going on, but the manager knows what's going on behind the scenes. So you listen to that. That's what you paid them for, to guide your career and give you wise counsel in the natural.
Oh God, y'all are entertaining me.
Yeah.
Then you know, the chef is on here talking about Shirley. Now I know what you're saying, Chef. You need to quit. Let me take your comment off. Chef cutting up real bad. Okay, so
I know I like the Lady Victory emojis.
Yeah, no, they're right. On point.
Yeah, I'm gonna put those back up there.
Yeah. Knife.
The axe. What's that? A hacksaw?
A knife.
I'm gonna cut them up at the end.
Get my money.
Listen.
Y'all cut.
Then I'll pray for you. I'm gonna slice you. Then I'm gonna pray for you.
Lady Victory got all these tools like we had Benihana's. Okay, so all right.
But the bottom line, trust.
I try to be dignified. But you know, when Broderick Purvis and Edwin the Chef Wright get on here, then it's just
cutting up. That Lady Victory, she cutting up.
And Lady Victory with these emojis. Listen, look on your screen. There is a knife, a sword, and a hacksaw. Or she letting you know she's not playing. Okay, so anyway, all right. So before we get out of here, I just want to ask the three of you to just give any kind of parting advice, because I know I just kind of want to recap the foundational aspects that they should know from each area. I want Chef to leave me alone. Tell Chef to leave me alone.
Chef got to get up early.
Okay, so all right. So let's start with Lavelle.
He just
I said
trust you did. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, management.
I'm all off. Okay, Benita.
What are we talking about?
Closing out with good advice.
I got a conceal and carry too. I got a 9 in my purse too. What are we talking about?
Lord have mercy. Oh, God.
Okay,
with your good word of advice.
Okay. Well, we're talking about the foundation, basically. So, you know, for all independent artists, just before don't be in such a rush to release music and get it out there. Don't be in such a rush. Get your house in order. Get your marketing in order. Get your brand together. Get in the company of good counsel. Take some time to research people. And don't feel like you are out here in this big sea of so much information and so much of a big industry that it seems like you can't find resources. You're looking at 4 resources right here. Google, find people, ask around. Like we said earlier, this industry is big, but it's small. So people know each other, and we know all of us can even, share some good, bad, and ugly. And you can find the good, the bad, the ugly. And with some referrals, you can stay away from the bad and the ugly. So make sure you just surround yourself with good people with some integrity, because just because it's gospel doesn't mean that everybody's for you in this. There are people who are praying, not praying, but praying,
right.
And they're out for whatever they can get, and they're not out for your good.
They're doing that right there on your screen.
So they're out there with knives and hatchets and swords and things. So don't feel so that there's so much that you can't decipher which way to move in this industry, and don't be so anxious to get to a certain level. So that you're so lost in this, because at some point it's just gonna devour you. It really will. So ask us, get on these type of virtual events and get in shared group chats and things like this, and get the information. Get the information so you'll know, and ask us. Now, don't inbox us to death, but ask questions. Don't be afraid. Get the understanding. Get understanding. Okay. So, and I don't mind answering questions. I don't mind it at all. I'd rather answer your question and save you from tragedy. I really do.
Right.
When I first started my company years ago, I worked with independent artists. My first year, I promise you, I felt like nothing but a Band-Aid. I just kept having to fix problems because artists just kept making mistakes and trusting the wrong people and signing terrible contracts and getting into just crazy contracts. So I don't want that to happen. So ask questions and lay a firm foundation. Okay. So.
Well, let me just jump in real quick before Robyn goes and say this. When you were talking, Benita, I kept thinking about how, artists, there's nothing wrong with asking us questions here and there. Be selective and use wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Don't wear people out.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you should be investing in yourself. And I'm going to say this. My granny used to say, it's a sad dog that won't wag his own tail.
There you go.
And that means in this context that you should be investing in your brand, your music, your ministry. It's yours. If you don't want to invest in it, don't get mad at people like Robyn who won't spin your music because you have not paid a radio promoter to reach her.
Right.
Okay. Don't get mad at Benita because you won't spend the money, because guess what? She's got a mortgage. She's got a family. She's got stuff she's got to take care of. And I think all of us, I can say this safely, that all of us have given freely information
all the time.
To indies. We do it all the time. But learn the balance of that, right? Understand. Don't wear your welcome out, right?
Right.
Put up the money necessary to do good ministry and to be a good artist. Good artists mean more than just your music, but understanding that there is a business component to this, and you must come correct. Service your music properly.
Yeah.
Quit getting mad because it's not being played. Robyn, you were on the Clubhouse the other night. I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm gonna let you go. And you said you asked someone, were they servicing it to radio, or you mentioned something about, we didn't get it because it wasn't serviced to me. Somebody said, I've been sending it out the radio, but nobody's playing it. And Rob was like, well, I didn't get it.
I didn't.
Right. Let the truth be heard.
It's true. But again, important that you have a professional, whether it's a professional, a manager that's going to have the right equipment when he arrives at this place, somebody that can write for you and get you together, can help you get branded, help deliver your music to radio. When it gets to me, these two, your management and your publicist or whatever role, because Benita wears a lot of hats.
Yeah.
But if you go through either of them, they're going to help you get it to radio so that when it comes to me, it's going to be right. I think I go back to what Benita said. Don't be in a hurry to reach a certain level of success. I think comparison is the biggest killer in our industry, that you compare your journey to someone else's, and you see someone and you think they have radio success. I mean, I hear it and see it all the time, especially on social media. People see certain other artists in certain positions, whether it's on a chart or whether they've released music, and and instead of being supportive, they compare themselves to them. And I think somebody said it earlier. You see somebody else on the chart and you think you have just as good as a song as somebody else, and you think you deserve that airplay or that position, chart position, or whatever it is. Just take your journey one step at a time. The most important thing you can do is consult professionals. Make sure that you're hiring them for their expertise, for their years of experience in the industry, for their track record of what they're doing. One thing I would just caution you, make sure that they're doing it right now. And for a good professional, they don't mind giving you references. They don't mind connecting you with other people that they're working with right now. They won't mind that. They don't mind showing you their success. This is what I have going on right now. So many people are out there, Benita said it, they are waiting for you. And because you're so hungry and so and just so desirous to get your music to a certain level, you'll just say, okay, and you'll give them your money. And I see horror stories on a regular basis of people saying they've paid even people that say they are radio promoters. And they'll call me at the station and they'll say, did you get my music? No, I've never heard of you.
Never got it.
Well, I paid a radio promoter $10,000. They showed me a report that had your name and your station on it.
Yep.
And I've never heard of this person.
Never heard of them.
So yeah, just do your due diligence. Make sure you're getting good references. Panels like this are going to have professionals. And now that we have Clubhouse added to the mix.
Oh yeah.
You can even validate if people that way. Because people will say, oh yes, I've worked with this one, or I've been on their station, or I've communicated with them, or I work with them for years. Make sure that you're doing your due diligence to vet out folks that are coming after you, independents, because they are. There's a lot of them out there. So in wrapping up, I would just say, take your time, consult professionals, and continue to pray and be nice.
Nice. Amen.
Be nice.
So I'm gonna try my first foray into the Clubhouse world as a moderator with this subject matter. So if y'all feel free, just look out. If you're not following me on Clubhouse, do that. I'm at the number one, Derrick Huggins, DERRICK HUGGINS. Okay, the number one, Derrick Huggins. So I'm gonna create a room on Clubhouse. And if you're not on Clubhouse, get on there, because it's really some good stuff. It really is. Seriously.
Everybody can't yet.
Oh.
It's gonna be nice. Everybody cannot yet. So just
Robyn coming for some people. Listen, Android people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
We're Android folks.
Android
right.
people.
Android.
It's coming though. They're working on it.
They're working on it, but it ain't. Yeah, so maybe you can borrow your cousin phone or something.
Or iPad if you have an
iPad.
Blackberries and
some. I don't know what to tell you, but just figure that out. Call AT&T, T-Mobile. See what they can do for you. But anyway, we're gonna get on.
Thanks for inviting me, Brad.
Yes. So, Benita, give them your social media information, contact information. Let me say this. Everybody on this platform, I vouch for every last one of them. So if you need management services, call LAVELL. If you need marketing, publicity, and I think you service radio too, right, Benita?
Yeah, we do pretty much what a label does. We're not a record label, but marketing, promotions, publicity, artist development, social media. The Bellamy Group, we act as a label for independent artists. So you can reach us, the Bellamy Group. We're here on Facebook. Our website's being overhauled right now. So just go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the Bellamy Group, or you can reach out to me, Benita Bellamy, or One Benita, and that's ONEBENITA. And I'm also on Clubhouse for all you iPhone users.
Amen. Ooh, Robin, that's a big old comment.
I got an Android.
Thank you, Robin McGee. Go. What, Lavelle? You ain't on Clubhouse, brother?
No.
Oh, hey man, listen. Tell one of them youngins. So I think I saw Frank McGee on here a few months ago.
You saw Johnson. You saw Johnson was from Young Man from for Christ.
Okay, that's right. Now, I knew the name sound familiar, and I couldn't place it. So okay, so you got two of your guys were on tonight.
Right.
Listen, get one of them to hook you up. Maybe they just come over to your office or something, and when use their phone.
Everybody.
Yeah, but anyway, so
my social media, Leville Nero. It's the one in the black suit. Everything else is Alternative Management and Marketing Group. So you can find me there, or my personal one, Leville Nero. It may say Leville R. Nero. I have on the black suit. The reason why I say the black suit, because someone tried to hack me in the blue suit.
My God. Father, in the name of Jesus.
So, yeah.
Look at the black suit now. Go to the black suit.
Right.
Don't go to the blue
black
one.
suit, like the flyer, the picture on the flyer.
Okay. Well, there it is. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, again, I want you to follow all of our platforms here at All Access Gospel. We got All Access Gospel Digital at AA Gospel, and then we have All Access Gospel Radio at AA Gospel Radio. Okay, and listen to great 24-hour gospel music at allaccessgospelradio.com. Again, glad to be on the BDS panel now, and so that's great. And if you want to submit your music to us, thank you, Benita. If you want to submit your music to us, we have a nifty little form on our. Is it nifty, Robin?
It's nifty. It's nifty.
So please go to our website to submit your music. And by the way, that is the only way I will accept your music. Praise God.
I will do that. I'm gonna go and submit.
Thank you. Please do. Please do. Everybody, submit your music. Listen, saints. Follow when the radio people tell you find out how to send music to them, and then follow that. Mm-hmm. You get much further. Just a little tip. That's free.
Yeah.
If they say, "Hey, this is how I receive music," you might want to do what they tell you. Okay. If I say use my form, and then you send me a message on Facebook, I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna play your music, but I'm just gonna say it's probably gonna get way down in the bottom of the pack somewhere, and you're gonna be looking to my what's going on, and I'm like, hey, I don't know what to tell you. So, but seriously, ladies and gentlemen, please do that. Do what the radio people are saying. But as Robin, I will say it again: get a professional, legitimate, integral. Mm-hmm. Hello.
Yeah.
Radio promoter.
It's important to do that.
Yeah,
important.
So
important. Anyway. Big shout out to Edwin and Chef.
Yes.
Edwin, Chef Wright, and Broderick Purvis. Broderick, I'll get you my info. Your call is tomorrow. You know I call you on Wednesdays, so I will be contacting you tomorrow. Chef, your day is Thursdays, so I will be contacting you. Broderick has music somewhere. I don't know if Benita's servicing his music.
I think I have a track. That
Benita doing it. Benita, I couldn't service it because it's a conflict of interest. Broderick Purvis and I have a Christmas 8-track called Santa Ain't Jesus. So it's 8-track. It's the 8-track with the blue electrical tape on the corner.
Oh,
so, you see that?
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. So I just want to
help.
So I couldn't service the music because, that's a conflict of interest with me being on the, I'm on the record. So, yeah, but anyway. No. Anyway, y'all, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Again, look out for our Clubhouse. Again, if you're not following me, please follow me on Clubhouse at #1 Derek Huggins. And you'll see when we open that room up, and we might just pop up on y'all and do something. So just... All right. Thanks so much again. Anybody else got anything else before we get up out of here?
Nope.
I'm at Radio Robyn on all platforms.
There it is.
Robyn with a Y.
Robyn with a Y.
Radio Robyn with a Y.
Yes. And she's on Gospel Highway 11. If you're not in the Philadelphia area, you can listen to her at mygospelhighway11.com. I think I got that right. Yeah, I did.
Yes, very good.
All right. Y'all go listen to our good music, support all these people, hire them, work with them, come correct. Don't be coming with all these freebies. Let the Lord lead them. If they want to work with you for free, don't be coming here talking about with your sad story, talking about you lost your dog, your kitty cat, and COVID and all that. Just come correct. No, really though, I'm really being serious. I don't like to feel like I'm being put on, and I can tell the difference, right? So if you just hit me up direct and say, "Hey, Derek, I'm new. I don't really know what's going on." The Lord may move on me to stop and give you what you need. But don't try to play the games and stuff. Don't try to game us, because we've been doing this a minute. We know what's up. I'm just saying. All right, y'all be encouraged.
Thank you.
Go with God.
Good night.
All right.
Enjoy.